Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. I pressed the wrong button. Let's try that one more time. Strategic back again. Yes. We got it right, people. What's going on, guys? It's been a long night, man. Last night I worked the night shift. I had to do some special duty, so I was working pretty late last night in the cold weather, man. So it's been a rough night, but I'm here today, so I appreciate you guys for joining me today. Thank you for joining me on another edition of True Crime Strategic. Even though we screwed up our intro twice, who cares? Because we have a very, very, very important story to talk to you guys a day. A day? Damn, I'm really tired. Today. Okay, look, let's slow it down. Like, I'm fatigued. Let me embrace the fatigue and slow it down a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to give you guys maximum energy, and I'm talking nonsense. Anyway, we have a really sad case today, man. Really, really, really sad case today. And unfortunately, a case that we covered prior to this is what gave me the idea of covering this case. And big shout out to Aki, too, because she also brought it to my attention. This case reminds me of the Thomas Medlin case. The reason why it reminds me of the Thomas Medlin case is because Thomas Medlin, the first thing that drew us to that case is that the allegation was that Thomas met somebody off of Roblox. It turns out, unfortunately, that I do not believe Thomas met anybody off Roblox, and I'm not believing that because I'm some psychic or I'm guessing. This is what the police have said. This is what Roblox has said. This is what the police have said. They said that there's no evidence that he spoke to anybody inappropriately off of Roblox. And the police said there's no evidence of criminality. And lastly, the police have said that they have clear camera footage of him entering the Manhattan Bridge, no footage of him leaving the Manhattan Bridge ever. Remember, we spoke about this. There's no way to get to the roadway. The way that this bridge is designed, the roadway is up here, the pedestrian walkway is down here. Unless you're Spider-Man and you're going to scale 20 feet of steel rebar, you're not getting up to the roadway. And then the police said that they observed a large splash in the river moments after his phone last pinged. If you throw your phone in the water from 500 feet up, I think it's 400 or something feet up, you're not going to see a splash at all. The only thing that can make a large splash that could like register on video is a body or something of equal weight. So we don't believe, unfortunately, and I know the family's running around and they have a different point of view and they're coming on people's channels and trying to correct them and stuff. We sympathize, we pray for you, we do. But we're not the family. We're not here to be emotional. We're here just to chase facts. And here we believe that he's no longer with us. But initially, the case started out as meeting somebody on Roblox. Well, this is a real case where somebody met somebody off of a gaming platform and it ended up in their demise. And this beautiful girl that's on the screen right now, Hailey Buzbee, she met the devil. And her body has still not been found. I don't understand why people do what they do. This girl trusted that man, a man that was twice her age, almost 3 times her age. She trusted him, she met him, and instead of him, well, never meeting her in the first place, because that would be the right thing to do because she's just a minor, instead of doing that, he took advantage of her, he killed her. We don't know what he did to her, but we know that the police are basically looking at this case as a homicide. They just have not found the body yet. A big shout out to Jessica. She says, Hailey is local to me. I used to work with her aunt. So sad for her family. Our prayers and our condolences go out to this family. It's a beautiful young girl that had her whole life ahead of her. But it's another instance where these kids are on these platforms, especially computer gaming, especially PlayStation and Xbox, where we buy them these mics and headsets and they could sit there and talk to these total strangers. And automatically, unlike in the real world where you're trying to get to know people, you're dating, you want to see if people have your same interests. You just met somebody at a bar, you met somebody at a social event, you met somebody through a friend, however it is through work, however it is people meet each other, right? So many different ways we meet each other, right? My generation, we met women by just walking up to them in Harlem. You can't do that no more. That's harassment. If I walk up to you like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Can I get to know you? But oh my God, you a creep. You harass me. You're a stranger talking to me. What's wrong with you? We're not on Facebook talking. It's a different generation now. But instead of you trying to figure out if you actually have a shared interest, well, guess what? When these kids are meeting people or meeting each other even off of these platforms, they already have a shared interest. They have a shared interest. Their interest is the game. They already are like 2 steps into these situations because they already share something that they both agree upon, which is video games. And what are predators going to do, ladies and gentlemen? They're going to latch on to that. They're going to exploit that shared interest. That's what predators do. They find what your weakness is. What do you like? What brings you joy? What are your fallacies? What are your weaknesses? And they take advantage of it. They take advantage of it. If you're a cutter, they're a cutter too. If you're bulimic, they're bulimic too. If you use drugs, they use drugs too. If you like to knit, they like to knit too. You like to play video games, they like to play video games too. Whatever the predators can use to make you vulnerable and trust them, that's what they're going to do. And that's why these predators are going on these platforms. They probably don't give 2 craps about video games. They're going on these platforms and they're using it as a tool to victimize our kids. Just like we talk in the members area and on the Patreon, how the predators, from my experience watching this and investigating these type of cases, how the predators specifically go to the bars and the clubs and look for women who went to that bar and club by themselves and are getting drunk. They're looking for people who don't have a support system, a structure. You're young, vulnerable, beautiful. You're in a bar by yourself, getting drunk. Guess what? There's a predator looking at you, hunting you, and you don't even know it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this, guys, and give some awareness to this case, man. It's very, very, very sad stuff. Apparently, Aki said she just updated the body may have been found. So we're going to run through this, and then we're going to get to the update that Aki is talking about, where the body may have been found. This is really, really sad stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to Aki. 2, 3, 8. I think I have that. I don't know. Let's see here. Nope. All right. So we'll go ahead and get that over here. Body may have been found. Buzbee's body found in Perry County. We'll get to that. I want to walk you guys through it, though, before we jump into the body being found, because guess what? We need to know. You know what? We'll start with the breaking news first. We'll start with the breaking news. It's very sad stuff because we have people who are watching that are part of that community, and you know they already know about the case. They want to know about the update. So let's start with the update first, and then we'll go back to the beginning and walk our way to how we got to this point where the body has been found. And Aki, go ahead and please change the thumbnail to reflect the fact that her body has been found. Right now, the thumbnail says presumed dead, but that is incorrect. She has been found. All right, so let's keep going. Missing, this is the Columbus Dispatch. Missing Indiana girl Hailey Buzbee's body found in Perry County. Found in Perry County, ladies and gentlemen. Columbus man named Tyler Thomas has been charged with possession of several X images of the girl. Unbelievable. It's very sad stuff, ladies and gentlemen. He took advantage of this girl 360. Really sad, but that's what they do. They're like vampires. They just take everything. They're consumers. They take everything, these predators. Let's keep going. The body of a missing Indiana teenager is believed to have been found in Perry County, according to the attorney for a person of interest in her death. Sam Shemansky, the attorney for 39-year-old Tyler Thomas, said on February 2nd that authorities believe they have found the body of 17-year-old Hailey Buzbee in Perry County. Shemansky said Thomas led the FBI to Buzbee's body on February 1st. This bastard killed her. He did. He led them to the body. He led him to the body. You know, he's going to go ahead and plead guilty. You don't lead people to the body unless you have made a deal. The deal is not public yet, but a deal was made. Bring us to the body, and we'll give you life in prison without the possibility of parole instead of the death penalty. It's always something like that. Or if there's no death penalty at stake, we'll give you 35 years to life with the possibility of parole. It's always something like that. Let's keep going. All right. Shancy said that Thomas led the FBI to Buzbee's body on February 1st. Thomas of Victorian Village is currently charged in Franklin County Municipal Court with pandering, sexual-oriented material involving a minor and tampering with evidence. According to court records, a search of Thomas's phone included material, videos and photos of Buzbee, some of which Thomas tried to delete. In a rare move, Franklin County Municipal Court Judge Jim O'Grady set a $1.5 million bond for Thomas on January 31st before Thomas appeared for any hearing. Court records say an agreement between prosecutors and Szymanski allowed for that. They're making deals already, ladies and gentlemen. County court records say Thomas was furloughed or released temporarily to the FBI for investigative purposes on February 1st and was then returned to the Franklin County Jail. Guys, hit that like button, support the channel. Please hit the like button and support the channel. We have almost 130 people watching us right now with only 60 likes. We could do much better than that. We need to get into the algorithm. We need your help for that. Thomas appeared for a bond hearing on February 2nd in municipal court. Judge Jared Skinner kept the $1.5 million. I wish it was $1 billion. Somebody needs to get $1 billion bond one day. Kept it as being unconstitutional, I guess. Kept the $1.5 million bond in place and ordered Thomas to have no internet access or unsupervised visit with minors should he post that and be released, court records say. Buzbee has been missing from Fishers, Indiana since January 5th. She's believed to have met Thomas through an online gaming platform and voluntarily left her home to meet him. Jeez, man. Very, very sad stuff. Very, very sad stuff. You know, you raise these kids doing the best you can, but at some point, they go off into the world, man. And sometimes they're going to make mistakes that they could bounce back from. Sometimes they make mistakes that they'll never be able to bounce back from. Rest in peace, Hailey. Let's keep going. Police in Indianapolis suburb said a vehicle in the area of the time Buzbee left her home was traced back to Thomas. Why did he kill her? I mean, this guy is... Obviously, this girl was, we assume, was interested in him in an inappropriate way. Why did he have to kill her? Why kill her? Why go that extra mile? You're already a predator. Why go the extra mile of taking her life? I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. Unless the videos and pictures he had was taken after he abducted her and maybe forced her to do it. I don't know. Was it stuff that she sent prior to that? Or was it stuff that he took while he was with her? I don't know, but why does it always lead to murder? That's what I don't get. Doesn't make sense to me. The time you're going to get for killing her is way more than the time you'd get for being involved with her. And I don't even know what the age of consent is because he may not have even committed a crime in New York State. This guy at 30-something years old involved with her is not a crime. There's 39 years old involved with a 17-year-old in New York State is not a crime. Parents call me all the time like, hey, I'd like to press charges on this guy who's 20-something years old with my daughter. And we're like, sorry, there's nothing we could do about it. The age of consent in New York is 17. So let me look it up. Let me see what is the age of consent. Where is this? This is Indiana. Age of consent in Indiana. All right, let's see here. Indiana, age of consent, 16 years old. 16 years old is the age of consent in Indiana. No, he didn't even commit a crime being involved with her. If she was 16 years old, he would not have been committing a crime. I think the age of consent in Indiana should be raised, not 16. At the very least, raise it to 17. There was nothing illegal in what he was doing by talking to this girl and seeing this girl. Why kill her? Why take her life? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't get it, but I see why the pedophiles try and do that to their victims because they don't want to witness. But geez, that was legal. He could have gone to a restaurant with her. He could be walking down Main Street prancing like, hey, nothing to see here. This is legal. Why take her life? Doesn't make any sense, man. Let's go back to this. Unbelievable. Buzbee has been missing from Fishers, Indiana since January 5th. She is believed to have met Thomas through an online gaming platform, voluntarily left her home to meet him. Police in Indianapolis suburbs said a vehicle in the area at the time of Buzbee left her home was traced back to Thomas. The Indianapolis Star, a USA Today network paper, reported officials say spoke with Thomas within a few days of Buzbee's disappearance. Thomas reportedly told detectives he had dropped Buzbee off on the side of the road in Western Ohio. Like, we haven't heard that explanation before. Oh, yeah, I just dropped her off on the side of the road. I'm waiting for David to say that, D4VD. I'm waiting for him to say, I don't know what happened to Celeste. I just dropped her off at the side of the road. That's what they always do. I just dropped her off at the side of the road. Wow. Thomas reportedly told detectives he had dropped Buzbee off at the side of the road in Western Ohio, but investigations determined that that was not true. Buzbee was initially classified as a runaway, according to the Star's reporting, but her case was upgraded to an endangered missing juvenile on January 20th. Police searched Thomas' vehicle and home on January 21st and found evidence Buzbee had been there, as well as a short-term rental in Hoking County. Thomas has not been charged with murder, according to court records in Franklin and Perry counties. Fishers police and the FBI have not returned calls seeking information. All right, so we have confirmation that this beautiful young lady has been killed. Her life has been taken. All right. Let's jump into this and find out where we started with this bad boy.
The family of a missing teen in Hamilton County says they are desperate for answers tonight. Fishers police are calling Hailey Buzbee an endangered missing juvenile.
CBS 4's Charles Benberry has the message from her family.
We'll never stop. We're never going to stop looking for her.
Oh my gosh.
And we just miss our girl.
It's been 2 weeks since Bo and Rania have seen their daughter Hailey. They've passed out more than 20,000 flyers, but still no sign from their daughter.
We miss you so much, and everything just feels so incomplete without you.
If you're listening to this, just let us know that you're okay and that you're safe, and please just come home.
My name is Hailey.
Hailey is a junior at Hamilton Southeastern. Friends and family say she's a smart and caring girl who loved reading and being with her family.
Excuse me, fellas.
According to Fishers police,
One could, Jesus Christ, man, as a father, this is the most horrific thing a parent could go through. Your child is missing. You're looking for them. You're desperate for answers. You have no answers. You have to rely on other people for answers, like the police. We are not always forthcoming with the families because we don't want information leaked that might compromise our investigation. So you're frustrated with us as police. You're frustrated with yourself. You're frustrated with your own child. You'll never admit it, but you're like, why did you do that? You are so helpless. I could only imagine, and I don't ever want to find out what these people are going through. None of us do. The only thing we can do now is pray for these good people that they could find healing and solace in the fact that, one, her body has been found, and two, the person who took her life is now facing man's justice. This is just sad.
the 17-year-old was last seen with her parents at their home in Fishers. Police originally thought she ran away from home on January 5th or the early morning of January 6th. Now police believe she did not act alone and willingly left the home with a plan. The case has now been upgraded from a runaway teen to an endangered missing juvenile.
So as parents, you go from hopeful to hopelessness to, being laser focused on, you're willing to do anything just to find your girl.
Doug Coons is a retired FBI agent. He encourages parents to talk with their kids and to look for any signs that may raise questions.
Turning their phone over or minimizing a screen when you walk in. These are little signs that maybe individually wouldn't be enough to cause concern, but when you put them all together, you can sense something is wrong.
Happy birthday to you.
For a family that will do anything to get their daughter back, they hope Hailey will return home soon, safe and sound.
We're all scratching our heads, just trying to figure out the why and what may have happened.
In Indianapolis, Charles Benberry, CBS 4 News.
Very, very sad. Let's go on to the next one, ladies and gentlemen.
17-year-old Hailey Buzbee, a high school student from Fishers.
Big shout out to Matt Thibodeau. We like Matt Thibodeau here. He's big on TikTok. Channel's small on YouTube, but on TikTok, he's huge. And he's doing a lot of good work out there. covering some of these high profile cases and also bringing awareness to missing kids like Hailey. So we got a lot of love for Matt Thibodeau. I call him the boy from every now and then because I like clowning people, but I like Matt Thibodeau. He's a good guy. He's doing God's work. Let's keep going.
Indiana has been missing since January 5th, 2026, and her family is extremely concerned for her safety. So please share this video and let's try to get some more eyes on this case. Hailey was said to have last been seen by her family on Monday, January 5th, 2026, around 10 p.m. at their home in the Enclave Vermilion neighborhood. Law enforcement currently has her listed as a runaway, but her family feels like she was lured out of her house by someone that she met online, likely an adult. Her father, Bo Buzbee, says that he believes that his daughter was groomed via social media and coordinated her departure with someone who provided a vehicle that she did not have access to herself. It was also confirmed that since around the time that Hailey went missing, her phone has been shut off and her social media accounts have been deleted. Hailey is said to be about 5'3", 5'4". She weighs about 120 pounds. She has brown eyes and she has brown curly hair that has recently been made into braids. She was last seen wearing a white blouse, gray jeans, and a black puffer jacket, and she was seen carrying a pink Vera Bradley duffel bag. While this may look like a runaway case where she's packed her bags,
she something happened when she met this guy. Something violent happened. Maybe meeting him in person, she realized how old he was, that he had lied about his age. You know, the thing is with the internet is so dangerous. Like we spoke about this. I cracked jokes about this, about how everybody has filters on, especially the ladies. You don't know what you really get until you get it, right? I'm surmising, ladies and gentlemen. I have no evidence of this. It's not a part of this investigation, but I'm surmising he's talking to her. There is an allure to some young women to speaking to more mature guys. She's talking to a mature guy. It's making her feel like she's grown. Some young ladies like to feel like they're grown. They like when they're getting adult attention and they're feeling like they're being treated like they're mature, especially when you got young girls who are at the cusp of adulthood. That's 17, 16, 17, 18 years old. Here's an older guy who's showing you interest, who's treating you like a woman, giving you respect like you're a woman. Some girls have that allure to that. They're attracted to that. Here's this guy who's probably using filters to make himself look slightly younger. She definitely packed her bag. She ran away. Listen to what Matt just said. She ran away. She had a duffel bag with clothing. She was going to spend a couple days away. She made a calculated decision. Like, I'm going to get in trouble. I don't care, but it's worth it because I'm meeting somebody that I like. I think that when she finally meets this guy and gets in the car, he's not what she expected. He looks like an old man. He look old and greasy, like strategic. Old and greasy. And she started having second thoughts. And I think that he's like, I'm going to get what I want. And she's probably like, no, I don't really want to anymore. And it probably turned to violence and then death. That's what I'm thinking. Like Aki said, Aki think it's a catfish. I think it's a catfish. I don't think it's a 100% catfish. I think he probably used technology because nobody catfishes anymore. You don't have to. When I was growing up, there was no filters. So people just used their friends' photos. It wasn't them. You asking for new pictures and like, oh, I don't take pictures like that. But then a digital camera was rare when I was growing up on the internet. So, you know, you're like, oh, you don't have a picture? No problem. You got one picture? No problem. Now people don't have to use other people's pictures. They could just use technology filters. I think it was more than what she was willing to bite off of because she is a young person and was not prepared for the interaction she was about to have in person. It was all fun and dandy on the computer, but now it's real. And you thought you was meeting a guy that maybe looked like he was 22, 23, 24, and that's cute to you, but then you ended up meeting a guy that looked like he's 40. And damn near is 40. He's 39. And you're having second thoughts, and he doesn't have any second thoughts. and then the violence come. That's what I think happened. Big shout out to everybody who's watching us today. We have almost 200 people watching so far. Please hit that like button, support the channel. Hit the like button, support the channel. Let's keep going.
And left, it isn't always as cut and dry as that, because sometimes where these kids think they're going, who these kids think they're going with, is completely different than what they thought. A massive search has mobilized for Hailey, including the Fishers Police Department, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, as well as the United Cajun Navy, which has joined recently. Local businesses have been funding billboards as well as vehicle wraps to get Hailey's name and face out there, and a GoFundMe campaign has raised more than $15,000 to assist the family with search efforts. In a recent statement, police said that they are currently reviewing social media activity and surveillance footage from the neighborhood to figure out where Hailey went, who she could have gone with, the vehicle that she could have gotten in, and to maybe find out who that vehicle is registered to or their path of travel. So again, please share this video, you guys, especially if you live in the state of Indiana or nearby states. If you have any information pertaining to Hailey's whereabouts, you can contact the Fishers Police Department.
And somebody made a really good comment. I like the comment that they made. Where's that comment at? I got to scroll up and find it. Somebody says something. Here we go. Bootsy says it. Bootsy 2022. Thank you for being a member of our show for quite a while. I see you got the gold shield. Good for you. Those symbols, stars and shields next to people, denotes how long that they've been a member. So when I see the white and the gold shields, you've been a member for a while. When I see the stars, that means you're new to the channel. And well, you're new to the membership. Couple of months like a couple months in. But when you start seeing those shields, those are people who've been members for a long time, and we appreciate you. Bootsy says something interesting. She says, because I'm like, why kill her? You know, why? You know, it's legal. Their interaction, as a father, it's disgusting. Leave my little girl alone, you bastard. You know, what's wrong with you? You know, I'm gonna beat your ass. But lawfully in that state, it's legal. Their age of consent is 16 years old. She was 17 years. There's nothing that law could do against this guy if they were just involved in a relationship, whether it's emotional or sexual, however they wanted to have their relationship. There's nothing law enforcement could do about it. It's just a bad day for the parents. Hopefully, daddy has some knuckle game, and that would solve the issue. That's how I'd solve it. I'd beat that all day long. It is what it is. I'm about to retire. I got a couple months till I retire. If I got to retire so I could beat that, because if I beat that while I'm on the job, then yeah, you could probably get me in trouble because I'm not supposed to do that because I'm a cop. Nah, I will retire and then I will beat that. That's right. Trying to date my daughter and you 20-something, 30-something. You crazy. Oh, I'm vicious too. I'm going to hit you where it hurt. I'm going for that assault in the 2 with the permanent disfigurement. All right, let's stay focused. Let's stay focused. Bootsy 2022 made a really good point. They said, and I said, why? Why kill her when you could lawfully do what you want with her and not get in trouble by the family? Bootsy says, because the dude is more of a schmurderer than a PDF. And I think that's the point. He's a killer. That's what he wanted to kill. That's what he wanted to do. Because once again, the people of Indiana have spoken, and the people of Indiana, for whatever reason, have no problem with 16-year-old girls being in relationships with 60-year-old men. It's unlimited age. Whether the guy is 20, 18, 20, 65 or 90, it's not against the law. That's the law that the people of Indiana chose that they want to live by. There is nothing about his interaction with her that could have resulted in him going to jail. The only thing is the pictures in the video. So it's lawful for you to do what you want with them in the bedroom, but you can't record it because it's a federal crime. It's the child stuff, the CSAM. As long as you don't record it, as long as you don't take pictures, you're good to go lawfully. So he just wanted to end her because he didn't need to do that to cover up the evidence. He just wanted to end her. That's the end of it. Point blank, period. So that's a really good point that you made. It's not, he was more of a schmurderer than a PDF. Let's keep going.
Well, this morning, the Fishers community is mourning the loss of 17-year-old who's been missing for a month.
Fishers police say they believe Hailey Buzbee is dead. And now there is a suspect arrested in connection with the case. Anna Chalker has been following this investigation this morning. She's live with the heartbreaking update in this case that's got national attention. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. So many people with eyes on Fishers yesterday when that announcement came out of here at the Fishers Police Department. And it was an update that nobody wanted to hear. And I'll tell you, this investigation, it's still far from over because police are still searching for Hailey's body today. And I want to walk you through this long investigation that started on January 5th, the day that Hailey went missing. Police say an unknown vehicle was in her neighborhood that night. And then days.
Look at this dude. I'm telling you, bro, he had filters, man. I'm telling you. This girl right here had no idea this beautiful young woman who had her whole life ahead of her. Guarantee you she had no idea she was going to be meeting this dude right here. I'm telling you, he had filters on. He catfished her. Telling you.
At night, and then days later, they were able to identify 39-year-old Tyler Thomas of Ohio as the person she left with. Investigators believe he contacted her through an online gaming platform. And when police made contact with Thomas, they found that vehicle at his home in Columbus, Ohio, and he also admitted to picking Buzbee up, but he lied about dropping her off on the side of the road in western Ohio. They say there was also evidence at a short-term rental in Hocking County, Ohio. And with all of this information in the case so far, police believe Buzbee died within a few days of getting picked up.
Wow.
Investigators from all agencies involved continue to search for Hailey. Hailey and her story have been shared nationwide. Between the tips that you have shared with us and the support that you have shown the community, or that they've shown the family, we could not have asked for more from our community and beyond.
Now, it is important to note that Thomas has not been charged in Buzbee's murder, and in the arresting PC out of Ohio, Thomas had material of Buzbee on his phone, which he ended up deleting, and he is facing federal charges this morning of tampering with evidence and pandering sexually oriented matter involving a minor. He will be going to court in just a few.
What is that? I gotta look at pandering. I never heard that before. Pandering. What is pandering? It's Ohio. Pandering, obscenity involving a minor refers to the legal act of creating, distributing, or promoting obscene material that includes, okay. So it's basically what every other, they use the word pandering. And nobody else I've ever heard use that word. H. Cheng in the building. What's up? We on a roll, man. We seen H. Cheng. What's this, like the second time in a week or something like that, man? We love you, H. Cheng. He probably watched the show. Don't say nothing. Thank you, H. Cheng says, please, $5 super chat says, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification. Thank you so much, H. Cheng. We appreciate you. Follow her words. Follow her words. They are wise words. Charlotte says, Ohio wording is weird. Yeah, you know, they talking like old English. Like this is 1840, pandering obscenities. Like what? Speak English. Production of young people naughty stuff. Like use some English, man. Anyway, let's keep going. Well, it's all the same. You're going to jail, buddy. Screw it. Let's keep going.
Hours at 9 o'clock in Franklin County, Ohio. Now, after this announcement came out, Buzbee's father, Bo, made...
My question is, you know, people are going to hate me, but you know I always ask this question, so no disrespect. I have to ask the questions because I don't care. I only care about the victims. That's it. I really do. I only care about the victims. The other day, I was interviewing a minor, and she had a situation, and she, you know, at this time, she didn't want to move forward with it, and her mother supported her. And she asked me a question in front of her mother. She said, you know, this is totally my decision, but, you know, after I go to therapy, if I decide that I want to move forward with this, can I move forward with it? And I explained to her that we don't close cases for forever. Every case is paused. And I said, yeah. And she was like, well, would I need my mother's permission? And I looked at her and I said, no, we will move forward with or without your mother's permission. In some cases, we have the authority to do that. And if the mother is not cooperating, we can call Child Protective Services or the father too, you know. So the mother face was like, oh, like, what are you talking about? I'm the mother. I didn't, like, no, we don't give a, let me hit the beat. We don't give a, we care about the victims. I just care about the victims. I don't care about anybody else's ego. So I got to ask this question. Right? Why did this little girl run away? Like, this girl is gorgeous. She looks well taken care of. She looks happy. There's tons of pictures of her. Her parents look like they love her. It looks like it's an intact unit. Why? What's going on that she ran away? Because it's usually a reason why they run away. And it doesn't have to be that the parents are bad. It could be things that's within them. It could be mental illness. It could be insecurities. But I'm just curious, why? Why did she run away? What was happening in her life that made her choose all the little boys that her age that she could have loved on and been infatuated with? Why did she choose the 40-year-old loser? Murderer, loser. Why? What gravitated her to take such a risk when there were so many safe bets in her school, in her community? If she like older guys, the 20-something-year-old guy that lives on the block, the guy that works at the gas station, the guy who works at the 7-Eleven. They have 7-Elevens in Indiana? I'm not sure. Ohio? I don't know. It's like a different land out there. Why did she choose to do something so risky, to run away? Because she did run away. She packed her bag and everything. And that's the odd part, because it's one thing if I'm meeting you for a day, like, okay, I'll skip school and meet you, but I'm going to be home before 7. It's one thing if it's that. It's another thing if it's, I'm packing a bag and I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'm packing a bag and I'm out of here. I'm leaving. What would make her feel like she wants to leave, not sneak away and do something risky and then it turns and spirals out of control and we get the outcome that we have now? No, she packed her bag and is like, I'm out of here. What was happening in that house that made her say, I'm packing my bag and I'm out of here? That's the question that I have. I'm curious on that. Let's keep going, man.
Block in Franklin County, Ohio. Now, after this announcement came out, Buzbee's father, Bo, made a post on social media remembering the girl she was, but also asking for change at the state level, hoping to create a new law called Hailey's Law. So coming up, we'll go into more of what that could look like, what they're asking for, and also the petition where thousands of people have joined support of this.
All right, let's keep going, man. Somebody asked, they wonder if he was a part of an online extremist network. Oh, that was Obsidian. And, you know, maybe a couple of months ago, I'd be like, oh, come on, you reaching Obsidian. What's the evidence of that? And then after we dived into the David case and we started learning about 764 and all these online networks that pull kids in from gaming communities and Discord and like basically manipulates them and abuses them and do all these kind of crazy stuff to them. Yeah, that's possible. Was this guy a part of networks like 764, etc.? If you don't know about that, go in my archives, look at that 764 video. I had people with millions of subscribers quoting that show, saying that that was a good piece of work exposing these online predators from the 764 network. Make sure you check that out. It might change your life, especially if you have children. But that's a good point, Obsidian. Could he have been a part of some of those extremist networks? Let's keep going. This is a press conference.
Okay.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everyone, for showing up this afternoon. You know, Fishers, for as long as I can remember, our name is synonymous with family and family values. And so it pains me today to let you know that after an extensive investigation, we feel that Hailey is deceased. And I want to talk about her primarily, and then we're going to have Chief Gephardt come up and talk about the details of the case. But I spent some time with the family this morning, along with Chief Gephardt, and their wishes were truly to express what an incredible human being Hailey was. She was a bright light in the family. She was a wonderful big sister. She had a tremendous amount of promise and hope. She was excited about moving on to university, and she was an incredible human being. And I know that her family is devastated currently, and I'm confident that our community will rally in the coming hours, days, and weeks to stand with that family in their grief and share in the burden of mending and healing from this tragic loss. I want to thank Chief Gebhardt and the Fishers Police Department. I want to thank the FBI. I want to thank our other counterparts in law enforcement for their tireless work over the last 3 to 4 weeks to try to bring Hailey home. Unfortunately, with the evidence we have today, she will not be coming home alive, but we're still working diligently to bring closure to this case.
All right, just to give you guys an update, they did bring closure to the case in that today it's breaking news and being reported, as we discussed in the beginning of the show, that her body has been found. The suspect, Thomas, has escorted the FBI to her body. I'm pretty sure his cooperation comes with a full confession, and most likely there will be no trial in this case. Within the next 3 months, this case will most likely be wrapped up with a guilty plea and a sentence of life without the possibility of parole or something to that effect. Maybe something along the lines of 30 to 35 years with the possibility of parole by him admitting to it and leading them to the body. Let's keep going.
With that, I want to ask Chief Gebhardt to share some details of the investigation as we move forward. Chief Gebhardt.
Thank you for being here. Unfortunately, this is tragic news for our community. Our detectives identified a suspect, 39-year-old Tyler Thomas of Ohio. Because of evidence obtained and the statements made by the suspect, the investigation is now moved to recovery efforts. On January 6th, we responded to the Buzbee residence. Her parents had reported that she had left overnight. Our officers and our detectives diligently began the process to locate her, using all of our resources available. Throughout the investigation, we were able to identify an unknown vehicle that had been in Hailey's neighborhood the night she had gone missing. Using technology, our detectives identified Thomas as the suspect she had left with. We made contact with him in Ohio, and he admitted to picking Hailey up at her home. He told us that he dropped her off on the side of the road in western Ohio. However, through continued investigations, his initial story was determined to be untrue.
Right. Now, just to answer a question of Bailey in the chat, unfortunately, at least from the reporting that I've reviewed so far, it has not been publicly stated what social media or gaming platform they met on. So we don't know that as of now. But let's keep going.
We continue to diligently work with the FBI, the Indiana State Police, and our Ohio partners, the Columbus Police Department and the Hocking County Sheriff's Office. And after further investigation, Columbus Police Department's homicide unit assisted in serving search warrants where more evidence was collected at the home and the vehicle he had picked Hailey up in. The investigation confirmed Hailey to be at the Thomas home in Columbus and at a short-term rental in Hocking County. The Hocking County Sheriff's Office served search warrants for the short-term rental property and coordinated the use of aerial drones, canine, and physical search techniques to try to find Hailey. Investigators from all agencies involved continue to search for Hailey. Hailey and her story have been shared nationwide. Between the tips that you have shared with us and the support that you have shown the community, or they've shown the family, we could not have asked for more from our community and beyond. This is not the outcome that any of us had wanted. We have connected her parents with resources that will help them, and we will stay committed to supporting her family through this tragic time. Hailey attended HSC High School, and we are working with the district to provide extra support for students that will be impacted by this devastating news.
All right, real quick, one big shout out to Sherry who sent us a PayPal. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Sherry. We do appreciate it. And, yeah, it's definitely needed to help keep the show going. So thank you so much, Sherry. Let's keep going.
The suspect is in police custody in Ohio on charges associated with this case, but has not been charged with her murder at this time. This is an ongoing investigation that now continues in Ohio. We will continue to support those agencies and help with their investigation in any way possible. Our hearts are with her family, her friends, and our community as we try to get through this terrible time together. Next, we'll hear from Special Agent in charge of the FBI Indianapolis office, Tim O'Malley.
I just want to let you guys get a little feel for that, because we do know that there's an update in the case, and the update is that her body has been found. All right, so, listening to the whole press conference is not going to really get us a lot of probative information because it's old. All right, let's keep going.
At 11 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Karen Campbell. Tonight, a Hamilton County family and the community is in mourning. Just a few hours ago this evening, Fishers police say a missing 17-year-old, Hailey Buzbee, is now presumed dead. News 8's Kat Sandoval joins us with more information on this tragic outcome.
It's heartbreaking. Nearly a month after Hailey's disappearance, police told the family that she won't be coming home. Fishers mayor spoke with the family, and this is what he had to say.
Their wishes were truly to express what an incredible human being Hailey was. She was a bright light in the family. She was a wonderful big sister. She had a tremendous amount of promise and hope. She was excited about moving on to university, and she was an incredible human being.
Hailey's father posting on Facebook that his daughter Hailey was smart, beautiful, and kind. After extensive multi-state and FBI investigation, police say Hailey left with a 39-year-old man she met online while gaming.
Our detectives identified Thomas as the suspect she had left with. We made contact with him in Ohio, and he admitted to picking Hailey up at her home. He told us that he dropped her off on the side of the road in western Ohio. However, through continued investigations, his initial story was determined to be untrue.
Police say Tyler Thomas traveled with Hailey to Columbus, Ohio. They found evidence that Hailey stayed at a short-term rental in Hocking, Ohio. Police say she died days after she was reported missing. Thomas is currently in a jail in Ohio. He is not charged with murder. He is charged with tampering with evidence and producing or selling obscene materials involving children. He has.
Could it be? That's a question. I mean, he gave a confession. It could just be that they didn't write up the murder charge yet. Could it be that there's another reason why she passed away? Could it be an overdose of some sort? Could it be an overdose? Could it be, hey, we did drugs, we OD'd, I got rid of the body. That is what happened. I think it's more likely that they just haven't literally charged him yet. That's their intention. They're going to charge him. But is this a possibility? I'm just asking a question. I'm in no way saying that this is the case. I'm just saying that they keep emphasizing that he has not been charged with murder, even though he admitted that she's not alive and led them to the body. And they're still emphasizing that he has not been charged with murder. Could there have been another reason why she passed away? I'm not sure. Let's keep going.
The court date set Monday.
Hailey and her story have been shared nationwide.
Oh, hold
Between
on.
the tips that you have shared with us and the support that you have shown the community, or that they've shown the family, we could not have asked for more from our community and beyond. This is not the outcome that any of us had wanted. We have connected her parents with resources that will help them and we will stay committed to supporting her family through this tragic time.
Hailey's father posted about his hopes to create an alert for missing people when there is credible risk indicators. It's called a pink alert, or Hailey's Law. Hailey was initially classified as a runaway, so no alert was issued. I'm Kat Sandoval with Wish TV, wishtv.com.
All right, man. One thing I like about the local news is that they have like real people, you know, real people reporting the news, not like these supermodels that probably never even took a journalism class and now they're like presenting the weather and they're not even meteorologists or anything like that. Like local news is regular, real people. Hold on, wifey again. All right. Beautiful people. My son is not feeling well at school. That's what mommy was telling me. So I'm going to get out of here so I could go pick him up. We'll see what happens. It's nothing serious. Probably got like a tummy ache or something like that. But I appreciate you guys immensely for joining me. I think we covered everything. Like this video right here was just going to be repeats of telling us that they believe her to be deceased. But the real update is that her body has been found. And her body was found because the perpetrator, Thomas, led the police. Tyler Thomas led the police to her body. So this case is now closed. All right, let's pray for swift justice on this man. Let's pray for the family as they mourn this unimaginable loss. All right, let me go get my son to see what's going on out there. I see you guys on the next one. You guys be well. Please make sure you hit the like button on your way out the door. And big shout out to all our members and our Patreon subscribers. Make sure that you become a member. Make sure you become a Patreon subscriber. Ladies and gentlemen, Strategic is out of here. Peace.